Yep, it's working. Welcome, everyone. Today, I'm here to talk to you about food, something I like to call the magic and myth of carbohydrates. Everyone's heard carbohydrates. They've heard the word carbs. It's bread, it's pasta, potatoes. You've heard terms like good carbs and bad carbs, low-carb diet. These are terms that have been floating around for a long time. There are a lot of conflicting opinions and information and misinformation about this. So the purpose of this presentation here today is to hopefully explain some scientific truths about carbs and to dispel some common myths regarding them. The first question is, what are carbohydrates? Well, carbohydrate is an organic molecule made up of carbon, oxygen, and hydrogen, hence the name carbohydrate. It's one of the major nutrients in the human diet. It's one of the three major nutrients that actually give us energy. Carbohydrates, fats, and protein are the things that actually give us energy. Vitamins and minerals are great and essential, but they don't actually give you energy to do things. Carbohydrates come in three main forms. The simple form is sugar, which everyone, of course, knows. They also come in more complex forms like starches and fiber. Of all these, one of the sugars, the simple sugar, glucose, which you may have heard of, is actually the main source of energy for the body on a daily basis. What gasoline is to cars is what glucose is to humans. The more complex carbs like starches, they take longer to break down and they actually provide energy too, but it's much more long-lasting. Fiber is technically a carbohydrate, but it doesn't actually digest and it doesn't actually provide energy. But what is it good for, though? It's good for making us poop. Pooping is good, right? Why do we need carbs? As mentioned, carbs become glucose, which is our main energy source. What our body does is it uses the glucose. It either uses the glucose right away or it stores it as a compound called glycogen, and it stores it in our liver and in our muscles. The reason it stores it in our muscles in particular is if you ever come in a situation where you need to run from a bear or wrestle a crocodile, you have energy and you need it fast. You need your energy right now. Also, our brain and our nervous system run almost exclusively on this glucose. So essentially, carbs are brain power. It's nothing else. They need the carbs to run. According to the book Understanding Nutrition, the two carbohydrates, glucose and glycogen, that our body uses, provide about half of all the energy the body uses to function. This is particularly true for exercising. According to the book Nutrition for Sport and Exercise, your exercising muscle prefers carbohydrates as its energy source, which it gets from the glycogen that's stored in your muscles. So basically, to work out, you need carbs. The real question is then, how much do we need? This probably sounds like a lot to a lot of people, but the recommended amount you need on a daily basis is about half of your diet. So about 45 to 65% of your diet, half of that should be whole grains. Like, that sounds like a lot, but that's actually what your body needs. Of course, the most important bit is, what are the good sources of carbs? The foods. We have, of course, bread, pasta, rice, preferably brown rice, long grain rice, cereal, oatmeal. You can get carbohydrates from fruit, potatoes, veggies, carrots, particularly a good one. Beans and legumes are all good sources of carbohydrates. They're easy to find and they're often inexpensive. Some common myths probably regarding carbohydrates is, do carbohydrates, particularly sugars, do they cause diabetes? No, they don't actually cause diabetes. Your carbohydrates need to be managed if you're a diabetic, but they don't actually cause the disease. There's one common myth that prompts the low-carb diet for people is that carbs make you gain weight. Do they make you gain weight? No, not by themselves. Only calories can make you gain weight. So it doesn't matter where they came from. If they came from fat, if they came from protein, it's the calories that make you gain weight. Carbs by themselves don't make you gain weight more than those things. Do carbohydrates, particularly sugars, cause cavities? Unfortunately, that's true. According to the Nutrition for Food Service and Culinary Professional, the only negative health effect of sugar in particular that most health experts agree on is that they do indeed cause cavities. But this is certainly a problem that can be managed with proper dental care. In conclusion, despite whatever information is out there, it is a scientific truth that carbohydrates are a vital source of energy for our bodies, our minds, and most importantly, they taste good. Thank you.